Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video. Today I'm here on single and placing. So thank you so much for joining and watching. As per usual, we've got Paulo here sitting next to us, and he has been quite the needy puppy today. So you may hear some knocking around from him, and he's trying to jump up on the table and he just needed some, I don't know, he just needs some extra loves today. We went on a pretty long walk and did some good hanging out, but yeah, he's needed some extra love. So we'll see how long he lasts before I need to go get him a bone or a little bit of a distraction to get through a WIP chat. That's what we're here to do today, is a WIP chat. So hi, thank you so much for watching. Today we are continuing our work on the Red Gate of Hongo in Snow. This is a Uniquely Yours Down Under canvas, and it's my second kit for summer with the masters. So finished up Soul of the Rose a little over a week ago, and now this is now my second kind of row here, and there's one row here that's completed, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half more to go. So probably going to take me the full month to get through the rest of this kit, but I'm really looking forward to it. The drill quality has been excellent, but we'll get into that. I'm going to cover kind of diamond painting and talk a little bit about how the previous week has gone. So just to really quickly go over what I'm utilizing today, I've got my Norse Alchemist diamond painting pen. It's pretty much the only pen I use now that it's my only hand-turned pen. So it's kind of the only one I use right now. I'm also utilizing some Everlasting Tips here. This is a 3-placer on this side, single placer on this side. As far as trays go, I have kind of a mixed bag. I've got some my Moody Made trays over there. Right now I'm just working on one color, and I'm using the AB 5200s mixed with the regular 5200s. This kit came with only ABs, and it seemed like it was going to be a little bit too intense, so I decided to go ahead and order some regular regular 5200s from Diamond Drills USA to kind of blend in there. There's a little piece of trash. So I've just been mixing it as I go, trying to get like a good even mix between ABs and regular, and I like it so far. It's still very blingy because there's so much white in this kit, or on this canvas, but it's okay. I think it'll come together okay. I just need to kind of trust it, and from afar it looks a little bit better. So might not be my favorite. I probably would have preferred no ABs, I think, for this kit, especially since it's an old masters, and just the style of artwork, but I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna keep pushing through, and we'll see kind of what it looks like when it's all finished. So I took a little bit of a pause there to get Apollo a bone because he is pretty relentless these days when he wants attention or wants to hang out. So I got him a little, we've been giving him these raw beef bones. I mentioned it in previous videos. It's been a couple days since he's had one, but usually for about an hour before we'll take it away. And I guess it's good for his teeth, but it also kind of keeps him, I think he just is teething, so he just wants the attention and wants something to gnaw on. And so it's been kind of our savior when he gets in those moods. So anyway, I hope everyone's had an excellent week. I try to do WIP chats once a week. It's been a little bit crazy here just with activities and stuff going on, so I don't know how much more often I'll be able to do a once a week before I've got to adjust that schedule just for summer stuff going on, summer plans. So this past week was pretty busy at work. We just kind of moved into, or we're about to move into, our next quarter. And so we have all these new goals and like performance indicators to hit and just a bunch of stuff going on. So everyone's just kind of ramping up for that. I'm also the kind of leader, I guess, of the, they call it the fun committee for our team. And there's about 30 of us on the team. And so I'm responsible for planning all of our team lunches and all of our events. And I planned a field day last week. So we went out to a park and had a bunch of lawn games and kickball and cornhole and drinks and snacks. And then we had a birthday cake for the June birthdays, which I was one of those people. So it was really fun. It was a really good time. And I got to hang out with friends outside of work. And we just laid a bunch of picnic tables out and get up and do a couple games, come back, sit down under the shade, and, you know, kind of rest up and then go out for another round. So it was a lot of fun. And I got to bring Apollo, and my coworker has 2 huskies, so he brought his huskies. And so they got to run around and play. I kept Apollo on his, on his leash just because he was, I hadn't let him off leash in a park or anything yet. And so I just didn't know how he was going to react and if he would immediately run away. I mean, I had a good enough sense that he would maybe stick around since there was other dogs to play with that weren't running away and they were off leash. And so I probably could have trusted him, but I was like, let's not make the first work outing be the outing, or, you know, be the time that I lose my dog and I'm having to run all over, you know. And it was a fairly big park, but it was surrounded by some pretty trafficked streets, so I didn't want that to be the first time that we tried off leash. So I kept him on leash the whole time, which, you know, he did get to play with them when they'd come near. I would just kind of run along with them with his leash on, but he did get frustrated because, like, he'd get all tangled up, or I'd have to say, hold on a minute, let me get you situated. And so he'd like bite at his leash because he was like, I just want to run with the rest of the dogs, but he cannot be trusted, or at least not up until that point. So we did that, and it was just a really fun time. There was a food bank going on at the rec center that's next door. So there was a line of cars like getting food, but there wasn't really good signage like letting you know, like, oh, these people, like everyone over here is in line for the like drive-through food bank thing that they were doing. So a bunch of us, when we got to the park to set up, sat in that line for a good 15 minutes. And I was like, why is there a line to park at this park that seems pretty empty? Like, it seemed very strange that they had everyone lining up. I was like, maybe there's an event here, or maybe because there is a high school right there, and I think a middle school. So I was like, okay, maybe these are parents picking up their kids from summer school, because we got over there at 3:15-ish. So I sat in there for a while, and then finally someone walked up and they're like, oh, do you have your XYZ? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, for the food, the food pickup. And I was like, no, I'm actually here to set up for a company event. And she's like, oh, you're in line for the food bank. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So I had to do this really awkward, like, reverse 20-point turn to get out of there and find the parking lot. But we got it all set up, and it was actually a really fun time, and I'm looking forward to doing something like that again before the summer fully wraps up. So maybe a part 2, or I'd love to do, like, I don't know, I had to look at the budget to see what's a possibility, but I'd love to rent one of those inflatable movie theater things. I don't know if you've seen those, but it's like this inflatable thing, and then they project a movie onto it. So it's like a traveling little like outdoor movie theater thing, but it's all inflatable. And then there's a projector and they project a movie on it. I was like, that'd be so cool to do like a movie night in the park, or a movie night even at our work campus. I think there's enough space for us to do it. So I'm kind of brainstorming, like maybe that'll be another little summer event that we do. So yeah. So after that, so that was Thursday, and then Friday, if we hit certain goals at work, we get to leave early. So I had already hit them before Friday, so I kind of knew pretty much by Tuesday that I was going to hit those goals. So I was really excited about that. And so I got to go home early, and my roommate had Apollo, and if you hear the chomping and grinding of the bone, I am so sorry. I would put him in the other room. Actually, maybe I'll try to put him in the other room. I think I can trust him. Hold on just a second, because that's probably not the most appealing noise to a lot of people. Hold on just a second. Okay, popped him into the living room with his towel, and I can still hear him. And so as long as I hear the soothing sounds of the bone being chewed, I know that he's probably in place, and I'll keep a listen for any breaks, or they're raw bones, so I don't really have to worry about any splintering or anything weird like that. So I have pretty good faith, and I am literally 4 feet away from him, so I think we're gonna be okay, at least for this WIP chat, as long as I can hear him. So may take periodic breaks every few minutes just to poke my head over there and make sure that he's still good, but I can hear him, so hopefully you can't, or it's much more reduced. So anyway, so I got off of work early on Friday, and my roommate actually had Apollo, so he was like, well, you know, you're done an hour and a half early, and I have him at the office. Do you want to just come get him? Otherwise, I'll bring him home tonight. And I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity. So I said, you keep him, and then I can get home and actually like get some stuff done and like, you know, hang out. Like, even though it's not like Apollo is like some like lunatic dog or anything like that, he's actually incredibly mellow for his breed and his age. I constantly hear that he, you know, from people that he's just the calmest puppy that they've ever met. So I shouldn't complain, but and I'm not complaining. It's just, it's nice to have a little bit of a break, even though that break is from a relatively, you know, chill dog. So, sorry, just trying to find a drill that I can pick up with the little bit of stickiness I have left in this. I'm using the pink wax. I'm not using any sort of fancy putties or patty wax or anything like that. I'm just using the pink heart wax from whatever brand I happen to grab. It could be Distracted by Diamonds. It could be Diamond Art Club. I just have this whole, I can show it to you. I've got my storage container right here. Whoopsie. Look at all this pink wax. So pink wax from any brand you can think of. Some is lighter than others. Some is a square pad of wax. I've got these. I don't know. I think I picked these up off of Amazon, but they're just like pre-cut and you just kind of break off a piece. So I've got this big old thing of wax here. I do have patty wax here. I've got the super sticky in a tin. It didn't really do it for me. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I also have from Diamond Drills USA this blue poster tack, which I think is just regular blue tack. I don't think there's anything special about what they do. I also have this instant tacky that I haven't even tried yet. All these different means and measures for waxes and stuff like that. I've got this kind of clear wax, which didn't do very well. That came in like one of those accessory kits. And then I think I have somewhere in here, I thought I had, I don't know, I've had a bunch of different things, and when they don't work and they continue to not work, I typically just toss them rather than trying to, I don't really collect it, you know, I just kind of, if it doesn't work, we're moving on. So yeah, I was able to kind of have that free evening because Jeff was actually working fairly late, or my roommate was working fairly late, so he kept Apollo till probably about 8 o'clock. And so I came home, and I got home around 4 and went and got some more dog supplies, like dog food, that type of thing, just some extra stuff that we needed. Got home, was able to get the majority of my laundry done, get a good shower in, get the dishes pretty much done. I had like a few more things to do today because I didn't do them over the weekend. And then, I did some vacuuming and just some general tidying up. And then also got a decent amount of, I got a good diamond painting session in for about 45 minutes to an hour, just consistently, which really, I don't get that too much. And I probably won't, just because of all the stuff that's been going on, aside from WIP chats, which is why I really, really wanted to get one done today. So we did that. I did that on Friday, and then Apollo came home and he was all tuckered out because there's like 4 or 5 other dogs at that office. So they just kind of, you know, every owner will have them in their own little office. It's like a shared office space, but there are like offices where doors can be closed. So every owner will just kind of have their dog in there hanging out and, you know, chilling. And then every once in a while, someone will open their door and you'll hear a dog scampering around. Then before you know it, the other dogs start coming out because they hear that one. And so their own, you know, they get all anxious at the door and the owner comes to let them out. Before you know it, you've got 5 or 6 dogs just running laps around the place. So he gets pretty tuckered out when he goes into the office with Jeff. So it's very nice. I do appreciate that Jeff does it. I'm incredibly thankful. Okay, hello. If you can't see, during that cut, we moved a couple sections down in this painting, or in this kit. My phone started ringing last time I was recording, and then the battery was super low. So I ended up just saying I'm going to go ahead and pause this until I have some time to actually sit down and keep going. Ended up being the next day. So it is the next day. But last night I actually got a decent amount of time to go ahead and finish almost 2 sections of this kit. So the other thing that you might notice is a little bit of a lisp. Another fun thing that happened in the past 24 hours, I was making popcorn, and you'd think it'd be the popcorn that was the culprit of what happened, but I was making a little drizzle sauce to put on top with I put some tahini and some other stuff in there just to make like a little pour over kind of spice mix. There's another, I think it might be from the tahini brand, but it's like a hot sauce that has like a lime. And so I was like, I'll put that in there too. I think it's like lime mango. And I put a fork in there to whisk it all up and took a little, I was like, I'll just, as you do, you know, you lick off the fork, but I kind of just put it in my mouth and just at the right angle. And I chipped a tooth on the fork, the same spot that I chipped about a year ago after biting a nail. So it's even more chipped now. It's definitely noticeable. It's not in pain, and it's not like a huge piece of the tooth that's like a little sliver, but it's definitely noticeable. I have a little chipped tooth in the front, and so I have my mouth guard on, or my retainer on, that I wear at night. I'm just gonna leave it on until I can get into the doctor, so or into the dentist to get this fixed. So I think it's under, I guess, warranty would be the term, because I think it's been less than a year since they put the little filling on it the last time it chipped in the same spot. So hopefully they can get that taken care of. If not, I'm gonna, I'll have to pay for it, which is okay. I just want it fixed. My friend is a dental hygienist for that dentist, or she was, and she said that it's not chipped enough to warrant a crown, or at least not warrant my insurance covering a crown. It's still considered probably cosmetic, so they can only do the filling until a certain point. I'm like, well, that's kind of silly. I don't want to have to lose half my tooth before you decide to put a crown in, but it is one of my front teeth, so don't necessarily want to do that either. But I hope that my speaking voice isn't too altered from the retainer. I just have the top retainer in, and I actually haven't been wearing them very often, so I'm also getting adjusted over the past like couple of hours to it as well. So my apologies, and if it is too off-putting, I don't think it is. I think I sound okay. Then maybe we'll hold off on filming until I can get this fixed, but that'll probably be a while, but hopefully we can push through. I'm gonna leave it on because I just don't want to risk like clicking my teeth, or I'm just like so nervous about it, because I don't want to have to I don't want more of it to come off and I can't see the dentist for like 2 months or something like that, so just need to be cautious. Probably gonna eat some soft items for a while. I'm just playing it safe. So anyway, that's kind of the updates from things that happened over the last 2 sessions of recording. And honestly, I didn't even look to see how far we had gotten in last time. So I don't want this to be, super long whip and chat, especially with this fly that has just been relentless the past couple of days. So we'll probably just do an update on kits, my plans for the rest of summer with the masters, and then we'll call it good. If it ends up being shorter than normal, I don't know, I don't say usually because it's not like I've done a ton of WIP and chats. I keep doing this and I don't want to do it. I try to aim for somewhere in the realm of like 45 minutes to an hour, ideally. I think some have gone a little bit longer and some have gone a little bit shorter, but that's usually what I'm kind of targeting to chat. And I didn't even listen back to the last one where we left off. I got done with work right at 5, working from home today. Got done right at 5 and literally was like, okay, let's get this set up. Go put your retainer in because the tooth was bugging me and I was being paranoid about it. And let's film. So, yeah, I wish I could get rid of the fly. I feel like today has been one of those days where it's just like bouncing from one fire or one mole that needs to be, whack-a-mole to the next. And like, it all kind of is like accumulating into a bad day, but I don't want it to be a bad day. And then when I walked outside or out of the office to like go get some water, where did I put that? Oh, it's behind me. I was just like, there's a pile of laundry on the couch that still needs to be done. This floor could do with some vacuuming. The dishes need to be done. I was just like, oh, my room's not very tidy. And I'm just like, wow, I feel like I'm just in this state of chaos. I've got a piece of my tooth missing. I've got a messy house. I'm just like, oh, geez. But I'm going to get it together after I film this. I'm going to start uploading the videos that I've recorded over the past couple days, start to get those uploaded. That way I can do some editing. It usually takes a while to upload everything from my phone to the computer. So I usually have like a good hour to go do odds and ends while it's just processing. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this tray out with that color. This is 3765. It's the teardrop shape. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but it's these deeper turquoisey blue ones here. And sometimes I have a hard time free placing stuff like that without the drills coming up to them. So I'm gonna work on the colors as we go up. I think we've got about 6 or 7 colors here in this area. So that's approximately how many trays I'll need, maybe. I think I can probably sneak up here and finish some of these squigglies. So anyway, okay, so I want to, rather than giving you a recap of the stuff that happened since the last video, I want to talk a little bit about diamond painting, because I think we were still talking about Apollo when I cut off yesterday. So for diamond paintings, I'm currently working on this for summer with the masters. It's the Red Gate of Hongo in Snow by Hiroaki Takahashi. It's going really, really well. Drill quality is nice, including the 5200s I purchased from Diamond Drills USA. I'm still on the fence a little bit about how I feel with all these ABs. You probably can't see too many. Oh yeah, you can, all here. They had, oh my gosh, this fly, I'm so sorry. The fly too, the fly is adding to my like, just general, it's just been a day. Okay, now we have barking dog on top of it. For those of you that are content creators or that film videos, have you ever had a day where it's just like the universe is telling you not to film? Like the universe is saying, we're going to present so many distractions and disturbances that you're not going to want to do this. So that's kind of, it's a little bit how I'm feeling. Let me know if you, or just in general, like if you are a task-based person and like, let's say you're like working on something at work, or you're in school and have a big project, or just doing like housework stuff or whatever it is, there's these days where it's just like, you have the intent and the desire to get something done, and it's not you procrastinating, you have the energy to do it and the desire, but the roadblocks just like keep compiling. So it's just like complete stop on whatever it is. And then it gets frustrating because there are times where I don't want to do those things, right? Like I just want to have a lazy day, or I'm just not in the mood to take care of that, you know, to take care of that stuff, or have like be in a productive mindset. Like I'll have days where I'm just like, none of this is happening today. I'm just gonna go back and lay down, or like, you know. And so it gets frustrating when I am in the mood to like really tackle some stuff and knock some stuff out, and it's just like, and for instance, but this being this video would be what I'm, you know, what I'm trying to push through. And I'm actually really excited because this kit has been a lot of fun, but it's just like anything that could get in the way of making this like a nice smooth video, easy filming, easy edit is happening. So luckily Apollo's outside in the living room with his bone like he was yesterday. I was like, we're not even gonna try, because he is usually one of the main contributors to me not being able to film without like a lot of distraction, which at the end of the day, I don't mind. He just wants love. So I'm not trying to complain, but it's just like, it gets to be a lot of little things that build up after a while. And you're just like, I want peace and quiet so I can film. So we'll just kind of quickly touch on this kit. Once again, Red Gate of Hongo in Snow, Hiroaki Takahashi, and the amount of ABs is pretty heavy on this kit. And I did mention that on my Instagram post. I had posted a progress of this, and Uniquely Yours Down Under did comment there saying, you know, we're gonna work with our manufacturer, so the ABs aren't quite as over the top for that kit. So I appreciate it. They were a little bit slow to respond when they had offered to replace the ABs with regular drills for the white at least, and they just kind of ghosted me a little bit, or a lot of bit. Although I wasn't very pushy. I sent two emails. So one email, they had requested that I send them the number of drills I needed, so I did that. Didn't get anything, and then I sent one follow-up just saying, hey, I was hoping to get this kit started by June 1st for someone with the Masters. Is there anything that you can do? And then nothing for like well, nothing ever after that. But so I waited until I knew that if I waited any longer to buy my own drills, that I'd be missing out on starting this kit for Summer with the Masters. And I actually did end up missing out anyway, just with shipping from Diamond Drills USA. Not their fault. I just waited too long because I was really hoping to hear back from Uniquely Yours Down Under, but I didn't. So I ended up starting. That's why I started Soul of the Rose. Initially my intention was to start with this kit. So yeah, but now that I have it and I'm working on it, aside from me still feeling a little bit wary about the amount of ABs, as you can see, I just put down a whole bunch of them. There's a total of 4 ABs here. 1 red, 2 this lighter blue, and then I believe this symbol here is kind of like, I forget, chevron maybe. That is another like darker blue AB. So even without the 5200, all this white, I still think it would have been a little bit much. But they said that they're going to work on it, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And hopefully, you know, if someone else orders this kit, they'll get a little bit more of an even distribution. Otherwise, my suggestion for old masters from Uniquely Yours Down Under, at least this kit, would be to order it with no ABs. You do have that option. And then if you want them, you can spice up your canvas as you see fit yourself. I think that would be a better choice for this canvas, as opposed to the other way around, having to reverse engineer it. And I ended up, because there's so much white on this canvas, I ended up buying like 18,000 5,200 drills. Because there's just so much, and I don't even know if that'll do it. I'm worried that I'm going to get to a certain point where I run out of those, because I've been mixing them with the ABs, and I have to buy more. And then another part of me, if I really dislike this finished product, I'm like, am I going to go through and pull off all these white ABs and replace them with regular drills? I don't know. I don't think I will. I'll just call it good, probably. But yeah, so that's what's going on with this canvas. I'm hoping to have it done by the end of summer with the masters. I think I will, because we haven't even hit July yet, and I know by the end of this week, actually I'm camping, so who knows. I'm hoping by the end of this week, all other plans included, that I'll be able to finish this row that I'm on, which is the second row. And so that means I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go, which each one's been taking me about a week. So 4 weeks. So hopefully by the end of July, I'll have this done. My initial, what I had kind of told myself as far as the timeline goes is you'll not only get that done, but you'll start on Zodiac by Alphonse Mucha and be able to work on that for a week or two before the end of the event. Nope. I don't think that's going to happen. Even if I finish this, I'm not going to move into a third Old Masters right now. I love the artwork. Oh my gosh, this fly. Hold on. Okay, deep breaths. Okay. I believe I have him trapped in a box, and I will take him outside when we are done. Either that or I crushed him as I was making an attempt to put him in the box. Either way, he's done. Oh my gosh, it's been a day. So anyway, we're gonna keep moving right along. I don't want this to be an hour of me ranting about my day. Okay, so, yeah, not going to be able to do that third Summer with the Old Masters kit. It's Zodiac by Alphonse Mucha. Like I said, I was planning on doing all 3 of them. This kit, Soul of the Rose, which is done, and then Zodiac, all within the time frame, which was June 1st through July 31st. But just with summer activities and stuff, it's not very practical. I don't want to give myself that kind of deadline and then be stressed for stress's sake. No one's holding me to that deadline. But I am the type of person that will give myself those goals and then get frustrated when I don't hit them, even though I'm the one that created them. And, I don't have any obligation to do that stuff. So, oh my gosh, the fly is loose. Okay, we're just gonna roll on through. If you hear the fly, my apologies. I'm not fussing with that anymore. So yeah, I am gonna work on this until it's done, hopefully by the end of the event. If not, then I'll probably keep working on it until it's done. And then start fresh with an Old Masters for next year's event. Hopefully there is one. It's been a lot of fun. But I also think that I'm going to continue working on Old Masters kits here and there throughout the year. I'd love to even do my own event of some kind at some point, focusing on Old Masters in a different season. I was tossing around the idea of falling for the Masters and do a fall theme. Or, in the meantime of me deciding whether or not to do that, I'm going to incorporate Old Masters into some other events. I've heard the event called Drills and Chills thrown around. I think it's a Halloween event. So I'm thinking of maybe finding an Old Masters for that. I'd love to find an Old Masters for next June for Pride, so I could have double duty, Summer with the Masters, and participate in some Pride events. I know they usually are focused on rainbows, but I was also thinking of looking up Old Masters or older artwork that does depict some different, sexualities and that type of thing as well. I'm just curious to see what's out there, I've been doing a lot of dives into museums and auction houses that do Old Masters auctions and stuff. A lot of times online they'll post what's going to be presented at the auction, or I don't know, maybe they do online bids, but they keep a lot of these auction listings up long after it's happened. I found one from 2017 that had all these really unique Old Masters from some Hungarian artists, and it was just stuff I'd never seen before. So I was looking at that and then looking up the image, looking up the artist and the painting, and then trying to find a high quality image of it. And then I have a file that I've been saving for like potential Old Masters customs. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'd love to find like some for each season. Of course, I don't want to only ever do Old Masters, although if someone told me I had to only do them, I'd be fine with that. But I definitely want it to be kind of the prominent style of artwork that I complete throughout the year, or at least always have one as a WIP, because I have like a certain level of enjoyment of also like researching these artists, looking up the story and history behind them, understanding the meaning behind their artwork. I just think it brings you closer to their story and closer to the craft that you're working on. It makes it a little bit more personal, I think. So there's definitely times with any artwork or any kit that I've worked on, but mainly my first big one was from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It was a galaxy painting from them. That one at certain points just felt like I was pushing through for progress sake, and I was enjoying it, but it was very much like, just get through this section and this part will be done. Like a lot of that. Whereas this has been more like, every time I reveal a new piece, I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'm grabbing the original image and I'm comparing it. And then I'm going online and like researching where this actual like location is, and like other artists that have done like other artwork. And it just, it opens up a lot more for me than some more like just more abstract artwork or something that isn't an Old Masters. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just feel connected to these pieces more than I do something that's like just a galaxy painting, or I did one from Diamond Dots that's a smaller one. It was just like a lotus. It's like lotus in water. Okay, cool. So it adds to the experience, I think. So anyway, my plans for once this is done, it's going to go up in the office, and then I think I might give this one away to my brother. He seemed really interested in it, so I might give it away to him. And I look forward to participating in some additional events. And if you have any events that you host or that you know of that are upcoming, please let me know, because I feel like every time I turn around, there's another event layered on top of one that I previously heard of. And so it makes it hard to like decide which one I'm going to do. And then I get like confused with the timing. And so I've decided to be a little bit picky. Every time I heard of an event, I was like, oh, cool. And I'd start shopping for a kit for that event. And I quickly realized that I can't do that, because there's no way that I can do 3 different kits for 3 different events all at the same time. And some of these event rules do require that you have a clean start. And I've seen some events that you have to have a finish. So like you have to start and finish your kit during the time frame of the event. Most times it's a month to be eligible for like prizes and stuff. Not that I necessarily need that, but I don't know if I'd participate in any ones that require a finish, because that I just don't want that I don't want deadlines attached to the thing that's supposed to calm me down. Unless someone's going to be compensating me for it. But yeah, I don't know if I like the idea of like, uh-oh, crunch time, it's that last week. You just pull an all-nighter so you can get a free thing of patty wax or something, you know? So I think that's why I really like Summer with the Masters, because you did not have to have a new start. It could be a kit that you worked on last year or at any time, just as long as it was an Old Masters. And you don't have to finish. You just have to have filled out the Google form with the photo of your Old Masters. And just, you were encouraged to share progress photos on social media, whether that be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, with the hashtag Summer with the Masters 22 or 2022. I think that just like gave Diamonds and Washi and Tiny Worlds of Wonder just like a, hey, I'm still making progress on this kit kind of thing, but they did not hold you to like, all right, you have to submit your week 1 or week 2 or week 3 progress and XYZ. It's just a little bit more free form, and I really liked that approach. It made this so much easier. The only things that you had to do to win any sort of prizes throughout the weeks were to watch their update videos. They swapped weeks on their update videos, of which there still are 4, so keep that in mind. And they would just say, leave a comment with your favorite whatever in the comments, and then they pick from that. So it wasn't even like, all right, now everyone has to be on this live at this time. Oopsie, what did I just do here? That's 39. Okay, cool. No, we're good. You know, you don't have to be at this live at this time, which I haven't participated in any events that have had that, but I've listened to lives for events that have had that, and it's fine. I mean, it's pretty typical. Like, that's typically how people do events. But I don't know, there was just something a little bit freeing about just work in your own time and just try to keep up with, or, you know, catch their videos so you could leave your comment and then catch the next one. And like, I think it was like 2 weeks later, because I think they were alternating, to see if your name was in there. And that's kind of it. And then I don't know how they're doing the final grand prizes or whatever, you know, whatever's offered for that. Maybe they're doing a live to announce that, or maybe it's just a video. But as long as you're just here through it and kind of sit in till the end, that's really all that was asked of you. And also to make some progress, or try to make some progress on an old master's kit. So I love the focus on it being more educational and encouraging people to explore this artwork than it is to like hold people to then work and complete on these kits. But it has been really cool. It's been so much fun to see other people's artwork. So many people did some really massive detailed customs. I feel like John William Waterhouse is kind of the mascot for this event, or at least his artwork should be. I've seen a lot, you know, the Soul of the Rose that I worked on was one of them, a ton of different customs of his, and they're all just so beautiful and detailed and just like awe-inspiring. So I'm very happy that I kind of stumbled upon not only diamond painting in general, but also these kind of events and Diamonds and Washi and Tiny Worlds of Wonder. They're just really cool. So I'll link both of their channels there at the bottom. If you haven't heard of them, or you haven't given them a like or a subscribe, I highly suggest it. And I highly suggest going back through last year's Summer with the Masters playlist on Tiny Worlds of Wonder. I hadn't done that, and I just started doing it today. I was doing some office work, computer work, so I wasn't on the phone, and I just needed some background noise, so I just threw that playlist up, and I actually had to turn it off because the amount of like useful information that was in there, I kept stopping and like rewinding it and jotting something that she said down to remember for next time, like how she crops and sizes her images to fit better on a custom or make it look better. That was a game-changing video for me to see, because I didn't even know that's something that I could or should do. And I was like, what the heck? So that one I need to go back and rewatch. She just posted one, I think this week or last week, that was highlighting old masters from international artists, or global artwork. We'll just call it that, because international means different for different people. Global artwork. And she highlighted some woodblock art, which is what the Red Gate of Hongo in Snow is. This is woodblock. And so the ones that she shared were stunning. The colors were just so gorgeous and vibrant. And I was like, how did I not hear about this? So I need to go back and rewatch that one, because I need to jot those down and see about getting some customs. The only thing that I really want to know is, or I just am going to have to do some research, and I guess I can share when I do find out, is I love panel pieces, or I'm starting to love panel pieces. A lot of this Japanese woodblock artwork is done in panel size, quite a bit of it. I don't want to say all or a lot. I'm not versed in the genre, but there is a decent amount of panel pieces, and I tend to be drawn towards the panel pieces. So I'm wondering which company I could order from that would allow me to order in that kind of odd size, you know, like a 55 by 120, like those longer panels. If there are any companies that do offer that, because I would love to order one of those pieces of artwork in a size that's appropriate for the original image without having to really crop it. So we'll see. I'm curious. I'd love to find a multiple panel piece that's maybe like, I don't know, I'm just kind of brainstorming, but like one large scene broke it up into multiple panels. Maybe I could, I don't know, I'll have to figure out how to finagle with some of these custom diamond painting companies and see what I can make happen. But I'd love to have like one image broken up into three panels. I don't know if that's possible. So anyway, if you have any tips or tricks on specialty sizing for custom diamond paintings, or panel customs, let me know where you get them or where you would suggest I look into getting them, because that's kind of the next thing on my list. There's a couple images that Tiny Worlds of Wonder threw up on her video for kind of global artwork, and I kind of want to snag all of them and turn them into diamond paintings because I love this style. So yeah, we're just kind of wrapping up with this color here. But yeah, let me know if you have any comments, questions. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know this one was a little choppy, and I want to avoid putting and I guess it's just me being real, I'm not having the best day, and it's not that I had like a bad day, it's just that I haven't had the opportunity to sit down and film a video that felt clean to me as far as noise and interruptions. Like if this fly isn't here, Apollo's, doing what he does, and if he's not doing that, then I'm biting part of my tooth off and have to wear a retainer, so my voice is weird. It was just like a comedy of errors today. And I don't want to put that on you, because I don't want someone to watch this video and be like, ugh, he's a downer next. Because I have, honestly, like, I'm here to support the community. And, anytime someone's having issues or a rough day, I want to be here to be an ear and provide whatever help I can. But there are times where maybe I'm in like a really good mood and I'm like really excited to get into a diamond painting session. And you can just tell sometimes in someone's voice if like they're just not present, or they don't really want to be there, or there's just a lot going on, which is once again understandable. But that energy can sometimes rub off on me. I think for whatever reason, I'm really sensitive to that. And so I suddenly just start to like get a little bit sad, or a little bit down in the dumps, or like I'm just kind of mirroring whatever that energy is. And sometimes I don't want to be, sent to that space. And I think that's the nice thing about YouTube and videos is you can find somebody that is in your same headspace at that time and can really give you, what you're looking for in that moment from a personality standpoint, from an energy standpoint. That's kind of the nice thing about it. Like it's not like someone saying you have to watch every one of this person's videos, regardless of what mood they're in or what state they're in. You're not a subscriber or a fan if you don't see them through the bad and the good. I don't know if I subscribe to that. Like, I'm totally comfortable if I'm having a really rough day and for whatever reason I decide to record a video, which I probably shouldn't have, but if I did, and I was just like kind of ho-humming it, I would not be offended if, that video did not get as much love or any love. There's sometimes you don't want that, and you can't have that, because I'm sensitive. Like I said, I'm sensitive to it. And sometimes when I get sent to those places, even if it was of me seeing somebody else in like a bad state, it's hard for me to like not put that on my shoulders and live with that, if that makes sense. Sometimes, if someone's having a really rough day or really struggling with something, and I open my time so they can vent and we can walk through things and we can kind of problem solve, or maybe they just need a shoulder to cry on. It's not about coming up with a solution, but you know, once we part ways or hang up the phone, it's hard for me to like bring myself back to where I was at, like where my baseline was. Like it really sits with me, and then suddenly now it is my, like, you know, that energy is now mine, and now I'm having a really rough day, you know? Or yeah, it's hard to explain. Also in the comments, I know I've asked a lot of you, but let me know if you feel the same way. Like if you try to keep it upbeat, or do you take the good, the bad, and the ugly no matter what? Or it just depends on your mood or what you're looking for. You know, how do you consume your content? Is it just all or nothing, or all everything, or here and there? I think people are more choosy, but I think there is sometimes a sense of like, I personally think that like there's a sense of like obligation to to creators. This was mainly in the skincare world, when I was doing a lot of videos there. It was like I was sometimes put on a video and I'm like, oh, I did not expect to be watching this person cry right now. And the sentiment was, it wasn't even like, not crying. Like, it's hard to say because you don't want to offend, I don't want to offend anybody, and not necessarily offend them in the sense that, how dare you, but more of like, I don't want to say something and somebody's like, I've cried on video before, you know? But there is sometimes this feeling of like, if you do want to keep it light and upbeat and want to focus on those videos only, there is a certain set of people that are also fans of that same person that might say, well, then you're not this or you're not that because you didn't see them through this time and that type of thing. And I don't know, I struggle with that. I do like to be there for people, but I'm just really sensitive to that stuff, and I have to be ready for it and prepare myself. And sometimes you get surprised with that when you're just listening to a playlist of someone's, or you hop on a live and don't really know what to expect. It's just, it is what it is. I will continue to watch. It's not like I'm going to be like, change the channel, you know, this person's crying or anything like that. I just have to like make sure to remind myself, like, you're okay. You're here to support this person. You have to stay strong. That way you can provide that support, and you can't like sometimes getting in the weeds with somebody on certain things is not the best course of action. You kind of have to like keep your composure, give them that support that they need. But I tend to just fall apart into a puddle when I see somebody else hurting. I guess that's the best way to put it. Is like, I can become a mess when somebody else is a mess. So it's hard to walk into a situation where someone's struggling if I was not at all prepared for it. So I don't know. I hope I didn't come off as being a jerk, because I know this community is also very supportive, and it's a safe place for people to come and share their feelings and get that support. And I am a total proponent of that. I'm not trying to say, you know, keep it to yourself or anything like that. I just personally have to be careful, because I'll end up sobbing onto my diamond painting, even if it's like a video that's like, it could be from like 4 years ago, and I'm just watching old like Rachel Ray videos or watching old Ruby Q videos from like a long time ago. I think it's happened once where they were talking about mental health, and someone was talking about mental health and just kind of the amazing support that they've gotten from the community. And I was just sobbing, and I'm like, this was like from 2018. What am I doing right now? But it just like, that's just me. So I hope that explains why I tend to keep my videos as much as I can. You know, I try to consume more upbeat content, and it's why I want to provide more upbeat content. So I don't think I would necessarily jump on and do a video if I was feeling a certain way that, you know, I don't know. Who knows? I say that now, but as I continue to connect with people here in this community and feel even more comfortable sharing here, who knows? There might be a time where I am having a really rough time, and this is the best outlet for it in that moment. So I don't want to speak too soon, but all I can say is I will do my best to come into every video with the best of intentions and in the you know, as good of a mood as I can, and I'll just promise to be aware and mindful of how my mood and my energy could be reflected off of you all. And I want, you know, nothing but happiness from everyone and positivity and good energy. So, all right, I'll let you go. That was what a ramble. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, or anyone that you think might take value from what we're doing here. Otherwise, I'm going to probably keep working on this, but I'll let you go, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy placing. Bye.